Hello and welcome back. This took me a little longer to get out because I decided to do episodes 2 and 3, watch both of those, and then come and do a reaction. I'm trying not to watch too many because I do tend to watch like the quick slice and I'll watch my thoughts. I like to watch their stuff and their views on the couples, but I've been doing my best to avoid watching anything about Amanda and Rosvin? Yeah, Rosvin. With them just because, I don't want to get too preemptively and, have what they're saying kind of ideas put in my head, if you will. But, yeah, I also wanted to do a small discussion on frickin' Gino and I feel so bad because I can't remember her name, but you know who I'm talking about. Gino and her, like, in episode 3, like, that was a little ridiculous. I don't know what his deal was. I didn't watch the last season of 90 Day Fiance before the 90 days because I think they were on it. And so I don't know if there's more that I'm missing, but his whole thing of when he's just freaking, he's like in the kitchen, like they're in the kitchen and trying to cook dinner and he's all like, oh, I'm not cooking without the proper utensils, and he's like freaking out about not having a cutting board and a potato peeler and just like throws basically the kind of hissy fit I would expect from my toddler. Yeah, that was really weird. And his, oh, she's always so pushing and demanding, I'm not gonna let her do that. And it's like, dude, she was just asking you to peel a freaking potato with a knife on a plate. I don't get what's so bad about that. Like, I don't get why you're gonna throw this big hissy fit. Like, it seems like you genuinely, like, don't care. Because at least in my opinion, from what I saw, is like, yeah, she's really into, the relations aspect, if you will. But she was trying to make an effort to be like, she's like, okay, I get it. I was too pushy. That's my bad. Let's just start over and try to have a good time. And, his whole, like... So it's like, okay, she's spending some money, so that's instantly turning you off relation-wise. Maybe, just maybe, you should actually talk with her about it, or, just maybe she's not the one for you or something. But, like, to me, it felt like, at least in that episode, she was trying with the whole, like, cooking dinner thing, and he just went off because freaking she didn't have a freaking potato peeler and a cutting board. And he's like, oh, well, I can't cook if I don't have a potato peeler and a cutting board. And it's like, dude, I get it. It's annoying to peel with a knife, but you work with what you got, okay? Sometimes you just gotta work with what you got. So, yeah, I just wanted to put that out there that honestly, Gino was really pissing me off with that because I'm like, dude, what is your freaking problem right now? But, yeah, there was that interesting aspect of the other couple. But let's jump to Amanda and Rosvin because there's a lot just going on there, And honestly, okay, so the fact that she keeps talking about, oh, I feel guilty, like, there's a part of me that I shouldn't be doing this, it's maybe too soon, and it's like, well, if you're feeling guilty and you feel awkward and, like, things aren't right, maybe you shouldn't be trying to hook up with another dude so fast, like, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, you get what I'm throwing down? It's like that maybe you're just trying to move on too fast. If, like, it feels wrong in a sense, like, and it could potentially always feel wrong, but girl, you did move on so fast. And the fact that he's trying, to be patient, and he does understand, like, the best he can. But also, so her sudden guilt of, like, when she was talking on the phone to her son Junior, and I guess he said, like, daddy died, and, like, she's all freaking out about it, and like, I'm not being there for my kids, I should go home early. Well, then why did you leave them in the first place? If you're so worried about them and you know they're in a vulnerable state, why did you go fly to another country then? Like, if you're so concerned about it, because honestly, I feel bad for Rosvin and the kids in this, because Rosvin, he's doing his best. He's trying to be understanding, and everything, but she is clearly not ready to move on, and she's trying to force it, and she's like trying to force it with the kids too, because like her kids have not had time really to grieve, and then even like her youngest son, clearly, like, he's just coming out. He's like realizing in his head, you know, it's taking time. He's like, Daddy died. So, okay, clearly this kid is still working through it. I mean, he's only, I believe her son is only like 4. So, you know, that's a time where it's hard to understand. Because I remember when I was 5, my grandpa passed away. And, like, I didn't fully understand what was going on. Like, you know, my parents, you know, tried to explain it the best way they could, of course. Because, you know, there's only so many ways you can explain it. But, like, you know, 4 or 5-year-old, you don't really understand what's going on. You kind of get the, hey, I'm not going to see them again. But at the same time, you know, it takes a while when you're that young to process. Because you don't really understand the concept of, like, death, and you're not gonna see the person again. So she's sitting there and she's understanding. She's like, well, I'm concerned about my kids, you know, maybe I should go home early because they're still clearly grieving. You should have never left in the first place. And then when Rosvin, who, you know, because he's ready to move on in this relationship, get things going, he's like, hey, so in episode 3, he's like, hey, when you go back to America, how's about you know, I have it all set up, I'm gonna come and, like, on a tourist visa. And she's like, no, you can't do that. It's too soon. Like, I don't want you in my kid's life yet. Like, what if it doesn't work out? You shouldn't have set this all up. And it's like, if you thought it was too soon for him to be trying to come over and on a tourist visa, and you don't want him living with you, and you're like, oh, I don't know how much time I'm going to need, you should not have been, like, getting in a relationship with this guy. Like, I get when you were first sending him a gift and everything, oh, I wasn't looking for a relationship. Well, then why did you pursue it with him? Because I honestly feel bad. Like, I feel like, from what I see, because I guess there is discourse of people saying, like, they think he's using her for clout. But honestly, from what I'm seeing, he seems like he genuinely likes her and wants a relationship with her. And, like, he's ready for it. But she's clearly not. And, you know, Rosvin, he's doing what he can. He's being pretty patient. And she's just not. She's being... Like, I'm gonna call it out, and if you don't like my opinion, that's whatever. My channel, I can say what I want. You can disagree with me in the comments. I just think she's being dumb. I'm gonna be straight up honest. I think she's being dumb with this. She's trying to push things, like, too far forward. You know, like, she's trying to move too fast. In my opinion, anyway. And so, honestly, okay, because I am a little bit curious here. Okay, because, so see, there's this whole article, 90 Day Fiancé, Rosvin disappoints widow Amanda with his lack of empathy. So they try to say, like, even here, they're pointing like, oh, you know, he's got a lack of empathy. Long-distance couple were not on the same page on the latest 90 Day Fiancé before the 90 days, as Rosvin seemed to not fully understand how his actions affected Amanda's kids. Okay, so there they are. They're trying to blame Rosvin. In my opinion, no. I mean, he's doing his best to understand, but the problem is she has put herself out there in the ways of a relationship to attempt, like, she's put herself out there as a relationship in a place where it's like, hey, I'm ready, you know, my kids are ready. She's put out this expectation by dating him that she and her kids are ready to move on. It's not his fault he's going at the rate he's going at least in my opinion, because she set up this expectation. Rosvin may be moving too fast for widow Amanda on 90 Day Fiancé before the 90 days. So, you know, she had Junior's remark on the brain as she saw her first bits of Romania. Unable to shake the conversation, Amanda asked how Rosvin would feel if she packed up and headed home 3 weeks early. And because she's saying, like, oh, a chance for us versus my children's well-being. Well, okay, you want to say you're concerned about their well-being and everything, then maybe you shouldn't be dating this guy and have traveled to Romania to even try to pursue a relationship with this guy. I mean, what else is there to say? There's literally nothing else to say. Like, I see, you know, that news article and all this stuff. They're trying to blame Rosvin. It's not Rosvin's fault. Not in the slightest. At least, like I said, not in my opinion. The man, he's moving at what he thinks is appropriate for a relationship and everything. You know, because he's like, hey, I want to give this a chance. I want to give us a chance. She has set up the expectation that she and her kids are ready to move on. So, no, it is not his fault. He is not trying to be too pushy. And from what I see, he's doing his best to understand and give her space. But at the same time, too, I also see, from his perspective, it's like, yeah, I'm trying to give you space, but I do want to genuinely see, like, if we will work, if we get a chance. And it's like, Amanda, you need to make up your mind. Are you ready to move on, or are you not? You can't be sitting there. It's not fair to your kids. It's not fair to Rosvin. And hell, it's not fair to yourself, because you're putting yourself in a lot of emotional turmoil. At least in my opinion. So, opinions still stand. She's still going to, like, trying to move too fast and everything. Um, but yeah, I mean, we'll see how it all goes. Tyree, another freaking slight highlight. I can't believe that he's still like, he's like, oh, there's someone else I'm talking to, and they say they love me, and it's like, well, unless you're into dudes, which I don't think you are, considering you very much wanted to be with Carmela here. Like, I don't think Christian's the one for you. And, it's great that Christian cares for you, but unless you're into Christian, move on, my friend. Just, that guy needs to, he is so delusional. Because the thing is, it's not that he wants Christian even, he just truly believes Carmela, like, exists. She does not. At least, because I know that, like, her pictures, I believe they come up on an escort site, and obviously those pictures had to come from somewhere. She's a real person, but, so the pictures are real. Carmela, like, that's probably not her real name, not even her name on the escort site or anything. Like, Carmela does not exist. So, my guy, move on. You can find someone who actually does exist and live a happy life from there. Because, yeah, honestly, so, like, the two couples, I do see that Amanda and Rosvin are, like, legit. I don't think they're doing it for fame, but the problem is Amanda's not ready to move on. And then it's David and Sheila. Yeah, the deaf guy. I do believe David and Sheila seem like they have a pretty good chance. Like, I feel they're pretty genuine. As for, like, Riley and Violet, I don't know. Riley, he's being all... He doesn't even know if he can trust her or not, so, who knows with that. You'll just have to see on that one. And as for the other couples, because there's the one Catholic couple, I don't know, I guess they seem like they could be legit. I don't freaking know. I only seen a little bit of them, because they were just in episode 3. But, yeah, that's gonna wrap it up for this recap. So I should be caught up soon with all over Ramanda? That's their new name now, I guess. Amanda and Rosvin. Because I believe the new episodes come out Sunday. So I just have, like 3 more episodes to watch, I want to say. Yeah, I think that's it. 2 or 3. So next time we should be all caught up, or much closer to caught up. But anyway, hope you enjoyed. Let me know your opinions on mostly Amanda and Rosvin. I'm very curious. But any of the couples, really. Go ahead and leave it down below. Any other shows or anything you want me to react to if you're formatting for this. So just bear with me. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you all next time. Bye.